How we doing, team? Welcome, welcome. Let's start the Spacs attack. What's going on, traders? How we doing? We're here for another weeks of the Spacs attack, baby. Let's do it. I'm here with my man, the brains of the show, Chris Katje. They can't get enough of you, man. I've been hearing it all weekend. You're knocking it out of the park, man, with these SPACs. You're definitely a vast knowledge, just knowing as many tickers as you know here. So I'm ready. I'm really excited as you've been seeing the interest really rising. I mean, all our shows are talking SPACs. I mean, at the end of the day, that shows something. We're hot. So if you guys want to stick with us, hit the like down below, hit the subscribe. That bell will notify you the moment we go live. So let's go ahead. Chris, what's going on out there, man? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good, Mitch. Yeah, SPACs are kicking again today. We had a deal announced. We got some big movers. Hopefully people tuned in last week when we kind of touched on some rumors and we touched on that calendar because it really looks like the story's playing out here. So let's go ahead and dive into headlines here and get the show kicked off.
Heck yeah, let's do it.
All right, guys. So we did have one big deal announced today. So Paysafe is going public. This is symbol BFT. It's a $9 billion valuation. We mentioned the stock trading around the $10.50 mark with rumors on that deal with Paysafe. This is an online payments leader. We're going to get to this one in the middle part of the show today because we really want to dive into this play. So more on that later. Next up, we had Hennessy Capital, so symbol HCAC. So on Friday, this was a SPAC mentioned on Mad Money with Jim Cramer. This is the company taking Canoe public. He liked the company and shares immediately went up when he mentioned it. So this was the third straight day Cramer mentioned a SPAC and caused a 20% or more jump in the after hours market. On Wednesday, it was Luminar, LAZR. And on Thursday, it was CIIG merger, that's symbol CIIC. Now, going along with HCAC, need to mention here that the company has set a date of December 21st for their merger. And they also announced in that filing that they will be unveiling a new delivery vehicle on December 17th. So that's about 10 days away from that unveiling and then about 14 days away for that vote date. So even with the huge move from the Cramer mention, you have two catalysts coming in the next 14 days. So if you see any sign of weakness or any pullback here, it still could be worth getting into this name going into those events. Then Trine, so symbol TRNE. This is one we've been talking about on the show. We told you that key date this week with the merger vote. So on Friday, Chamath, who led the pipe in this company, tweeted more about the deal. So he said, I co-led a $275 million pipe in Trine, and we are in the home stretch in its Desktop Metal. They will ring the bell and start trading as symbol DM on December 10th. This is a really important company in fighting climate change. So Desktop Metals builds 3D printers that replace old factories running on fossil fuels. Our printers are electric, creating no carbon output. So this is what Chamath said in that tweet. So again, symbol TRNE, it jumped Friday in the after hours, probably in reaction to that mention by Chamath, and then also the key date coming this week. This is one that I love going forward. Huge disruptive market, 3D printing, factories, industrial. They are a pure play, limited competition. This is one I think gets a lot of attention from mutual funds and from some ETFs. The market really didn't price this in, and now it's starting to take off. Hopefully some people heard us mention this one last week because it did react and make those moves. So Fisker, one of our favorites to talk about on the show here, FSR. So they had some news this morning. CEO Henrik Fisker tweeted that the company partnered with Cox Automotive UK and Rivas Fleet Solutions. This will help the company execute in total ownership experience, which includes vehicle delivery and service. So their first UK experience center will be located in London, and open in 2022. So again, it's important for Fisker as they try to build out their brand and get that awareness that they create these partnerships and have some of those showrooms throughout the world. So we're getting news now on one in the UK. So this is major news for them as they continue to build out their pre-orders and get going towards production. Next, we had NGA. So NGA is the company taking Lion Electric public. So they announced a new deal today with ChargePoint, which is also going public via SPAC Switchback SBE. So under the agreement, Lion Electric will offer ChargePoint's full line of commercial chargers and cloud services, which further expands Lion Energy's offering of charging hardware and software solutions. Lion Electric is one of my favorite plays here. I am long shares of NGA. They have a catalyst coming tomorrow as they announce at a presentation, which could include future deal announcements. This deal with ChargePoint also kind of puts them ahead of the game when they're selling these electric vans and buses to customers. They can now package those charging stations. So as we've talked, the US is going to work on replacing old school buses with electric buses. Lion Electric is one of the companies that could stand to benefit from that. And now they have the partnership with one of the largest charging station companies to package that together, which I think will help them get some deals done in the future. Then we did have RMG announce their vote date will be December 28th. This is one to kind of keep an eye on. It is in the battery space. It has not gotten a ton of attention, but I think with that move kind of after Christmas with that vote, you could see a run up immediately, that weekend after Christmas or that week before. MP Materials, symbol MP. So this is one of our favorites. We had the CEO on the show. They were given a $25 price target by Northland Securities last week. Shares are running up big today. They have seen strong price movement, kind of since that deal got completed. They are the pure play rare earth miner. They are the picks and shovel. They are the thing behind the thing. I love this deal going forward. I love the rare earth space. When the CEO was on and he talked about in the future when they can sell to companies like Tesla directly. So again, that's a couple years out, but major catalyst there. And I think that's one that people should still be watching even at these elevated levels. Then Airbnb, which will be IPOing this week. So that's ABNB. They raised their pricing range to $56 to $60, up from a prior range of $44 to $50. So again, Airbnb and DoorDash are going to be the hot two IPOs this week, and we have now seen both of them raise their pricing range going into those key dates. I think no matter what they price at here, and no matter what you believe in the valuation, I think these are going to rocket higher based on the name, based on the anticipation. So we need to kind of wait and see what the real valuation is when they start trading and kind of see what the trend is over those first couple days. We saw with Ozon, that Russian e-commerce play that I mentioned, priced at 30, it started trading around 40. And it managed to hold that $40 level for a couple days. And then last week, it started taking off higher and approached the $50 mark. So we kind of saw a valuation kind of, take place there and the trends kick in. And I think that's going to be important with these highly anticipated IPOs. And then worth mentioning, so on CNBC this morning, when they were talking about IPOs, so there's been 194 IPOs this year that have raised $67 billion. There's been 200 SPACs that have raised $64 billion. So guys, we are seeing the SPAC market almost level with IPOs for the year 2020. I think this is a huge key going forward as you see some of these private companies are now, starting to focus and look, hey, should we go public via SPAC? It gets us funding quicker. There's less time to worry about it. We can get a strong partner that's going to work with us, someone with experience with mergers and acquisitions, someone with experience in the space, instead of just an investment banker who's going to really price that deal and get it going. So I think that's a positive trend for SPACs going forward. And I really like, seeing those numbers there. So Mitch, that's it for headlines today.
All right, Chris, as you know, coming with the information. First, I'd like to say Cheers, my friend. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everyone out there. So part of Christmas is getting some presents, right? The
That's
presents
right.
are the stocks, baby. Let's get some stocks going here, man. I've been seeing some stocks really moving today. So I want to go ahead and pull up our watch list so that we can see some of these moves, right? So before we get into that, I want to give some shout outs to everyone in the chat room. If you're new to the show, say hello. This is what the show is all about, guys. At the end of the day, it's for you guys out there. So definitely say hello. Let's go ahead and say hello to some of our lovely, loyal fans we got here. So we got Adam in the house. We got James. What's going on? We got Carl, Jeff, Chase, Marty. What's up? What's up? We got Tiny Toons in the house. Johan here. We got Jeff. Where's Chase? Don't chase. He's here, man. We got Bill. What's going on, guys? If you guys are new to the show, definitely say hello. That's what it's all about, guys. So definitely hit the like down below, and let's get into some of these SPACs. All right, guys. So let's start looking at some of these. So first things first, like everyone, you probably want to look at what's moving the highest and what's really getting the return here. One that we can take a look at is straight off the back is MP. If we look at this chart, we can clearly see that, man, when we had him on the show here at $16, it looks like it was a time to buy there, man, because as you can see now up there at almost $27. We definitely gave you guys a chance to get it first and get it here. So let's go ahead and let's continue on here. Let's go into a next one. I know Chris really wants to talk about this one. So I'm going to go into it right here. Instead of like kind of doing this whole middle point, let's go into BFT right here. Let's talk about it. I'll pull up the chart and then Chris can explain a little bit more about it here. So first things first, since it's so hot, let's go ahead and pull up the 15-minute chart and see how it's moving. So one thing I would definitely notice is from this morning, you got a dip around this kind of 6:30, 7 a.m. time. And then really what happened, guys, is right here at the open, right after the open, we got a surge right back up. So one of the things you want to keep seeing is kind of, can we get this volume to keep coming back in? This $12 is going to be very important. It's broken through it about 2 or 3 times. So I think if we can get that push up here with some good volume, we might get another push up there to that 1250. So what's going on with this one today, and why is it so hot, Chris?
Yeah, so guys, BFT, I want to spend a little bit of time on this. So again, we talked about this last week when it was trading at 1050. We said that was a key amount, 1050, trading between that 10 and 11 amount. And it has had this rumor with Paysafe for a while. So this deal got announced this morning. It's being done at a $9 billion valuation. It's one of the largest SPAC deals, and it also has a $2 billion pipe, which is one of the largest pipe deals that we've seen this year as well. So this SPAC is led by Bill Foley. Bill Foley has a strong track record leading companies. So he is the chairman and the former CEO at Fidelity. He's led 5 separate multi-billion-dollar public market platforms and completed over 100 acquisitions. So he's going to be the new chairman of Paysafe. So he's coming along with the deal. So again, when we talk about SPACs, it's important to see who the leaders are, because some of these companies going public want the name. They don't just want the money. So he's going to come over, and this deal is expected to help Paysafe accelerate their growth and enhance margins. So this is a company that's going to have $103 billion in payments volume in 2021 and $1.5 billion in revenue. So they see revenue growing at 11% annually from 2020 to 2023. So in the digital wallet space, they have the number 2 market share in over 120 markets. And some of their customers mentioned in the presentation are DraftKings, William Hill, Betfair, and Bet365. So again, when we talk sports betting, this is one of the companies that's helped powering that segment. This segment for them has 3.8 million active users and $23 billion in volume. They get a take of 1.9% on transactions. So in 2021, they see revenue for the digital wallet being $441 million. Their iGaming eCash network holds the number 1 market share position and is in over 50 markets. Customers in this segment include Fortnite, Twitch, and Spotify. This segment has 12 million active users and $5 billion in volume. They get a take of 6.8%. So in 2021, this segment will see $318 million in revenue. So again, guys, iGaming, Fortnite, Twitch, and Spotify are customers in this segment. So some of the largest names, Paysafe is the thing behind the thing that helps process the payments that are made through these platforms. In independent merchants, they are number 4 in market share for the US. So this includes payment of or POS, e-commerce for small businesses. So volume here is $75 billion, and they get a take of 1%. So that's $764 million in revenue, and is actually their biggest segment with 50% of the total. So all said, they have a total of $103 billion expected for 2021, with around a 1.5% take on those transactions, $1.5 billion in revenue. So they see revenue and volume growing. So revenue growing 11% and volume growing 15% annually. Their revenue and volume grew 13% and 12% from 2018 to 2019. They're also highly diversified by segment. So that was 50% processing, 30% digital wallet, and 20% iGaming. Also diversified geographically. So 48% of their revenue comes from North America, 38% from Europe, and 14% from the rest of the world. And diversified by vertical. So 30% small business, 34% iGaming, and 30% emerging verticals. So they're positioned to win new clients as they expand to other states. They have deals with different state lotteries, gambling markets. So they mentioned Michigan in the presentation, which we know is going to launch online sports betting soon. And again, that huge customer base. So it includes Roblox, Stadia, Fortnite, Twitch, YouTube, and Spotify. Talk about a huge customer base in the online transaction space. This deal is expected to close in the first half of 2021. Paysafe was formerly publicly traded. It was taken private by Blackstone and CVC for $4.7 billion in 2017. So guys, this one I really like here. We did see the huge movement today on that news. It spiked really high, and then it came kind of down, and below that $12 range, I really thought it was attractive. I see $12.19 on my screen right now. I like this one. I think it's going to get a lot of attention. You might see some pullback as the news kind of dies out. But as it closes in that first half of 2021, online payment companies and fintech has been hot. Look at PayPal. Look at Square. Look at the rumors of Stripe going public with PSTH, Pershing. BFT is a good SPAC to be in the fintech space. I think this is a winner. I think Bill Foley is a winner, and I think that huge customer base of theirs is a winner going forward. So that's it, Mitch. What can you tell us again about that chart, and what are your thoughts here kind of on this company and those customers I mentioned?
Yeah, you guys see it down below. With this kind of customers, it just shows enough. I always talk about kind of if these stocks can attach themselves to a big name. Like we talked about one last week, that the video's still hot. So if you guys haven't seen it, APXT, definitely check it out, guys. It's in our SPAC watch list. But the same thing. It attached itself to Microsoft. And when you attach yourself to a big name, of course, that's going to get investors' interest, because these are the companies that are going to be willing to pay. You're definitely going to see also with this partnership, like I always talk about it, is they're both of them want to be successful, so they're going to help each other out. They're going to be trying to share whether it be kind of data or strategy. I always think if a company can attach itself with some of the best names, then those are the ones that I definitely want to be a part of. All right, guys. So catching up with the chat here, definitely seeing a lot of love out here, a lot of love and a lot of kind of thumbs up. So definitely hit the like down below. Let's keep this going. Let's get back to our watch list here. I wanted to go into BFT and really give Chris some time to talk about it early. One of the biggest things is, Chris has been really, on fire lately, and one of the things with that is getting the information first, guys. So we went through kind of our SPAC watch list and kind of when the votes should happen for December. So if you missed that video, definitely check out Friday's video. Chris went through every single vote date, so definitely check that out. Let's get back into the watch list here, guys. All right, so one of the things is let's get back to it. All right, all right. So another winner that we've been giving, guys, is SRAC, and this is one that I have to give the shout out to Chris, guys. Chris has been talking about this stock, I think, since before we started Spac Attack. And so one of the things that you got to understand is kind of when you think the catalyst will come, what kind of social trends there is out there. And I think that's very important. You know, sometimes you are going to see kind of these social trends and you have to find them. You know, we were talking about SPCE a while back, and that kind of started the trend here. And that's what you want to be doing. You want to kind of relate these to the industry that they're in. Try to see when maybe a catalyst on a different company can spark the industry. I think that's what you kind of saw here. I'll let Chris add to this, and as he's the one that gave it, you know, I'm seeing this one rip up now to 1750s. I think, of course, if you're trying to get in this one, you got to kind of look for some pullbacks. But man, this one spent, I think, what, like 8, 9 months near that $10 price point. And so it's so important to get near that $10 price point. We talk about it constantly. So what do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I like this space place here. This was, again, we talked about this SRAC and SPCE kind of trading in tangent. So SRAC is taking Momentus public. So this is last mile delivery in space. They've announced several key deals. They're going to be on board a SpaceX rocket this month. That's a major catalyst. They're signing new deals. You're seeing NASA shift away and sign deals with these private, companies. So as Momentus becomes public, they're getting NASA deals. You're seeing Virgin Galactic, starting this Friday, their flight window opens and they can start the test flights for that tourist spacecraft that they have. That stock is moving higher. It's up 5% today. We talked about that one last week. I really like SRAC here. The space sector is hot and you don't have a ton of pure plays. You have Virgin Galactic, which really is about the tourist. It's not about the supplies to the International Space Station. And then you have SpaceX, but SpaceX is private. So then you have Boeing, Lockheed Martin, but space is only a portion of their revenue and a portion of their business. SRAC is a pure play on space. So unless if you think everyone is going to forget about space, we're not going to send anything up there, we're not going to do deals with the ISS, SRAC is the way to get into that space market right now, going public, bringing Momentus to the public markets. So look for pullbacks here if you missed your chance to buy before this move. But there's major catalysts coming this month. So yeah, Mitch, I still like SRAC and SPCE here.
You know, one of the things that you got to look for is will the trend continue? The one that I liked, and I talked about stock wise, was Maxar, which is a satellite company, and that's what I look for. You know, you got to find what you like, and then try to get to these trends early. And I always talk about how story is everything, and you clearly seeing it here. The story is what popped it, really. It was hanging out until it got some catalyst of some space talk. And that's when you really saw it just boom, take off like a rocket. So one of the things is that this one was even below $10 in March. It was at 950s, and then it went back underneath in August to about 985s, 980s. So think about that. If you got it even at $10, right? Let's say you got it here at the $10 price point, you're only essentially risking even maximum about 50 cents here. And then look at this rip. I mean, if you can catch a rip to 17, even if you catch it to 15, that's a 5-point rip for a 50-cent risk. It seems like some good risk and reward potential there for me. So that's exactly what I kind of do when I'm trying to trade. I'm looking for risk and reward, where I can take these trades, when I think I can time the catalyst. And one of the things is you're not always going to be right on your timing, but what you use is long-term technicals. So that $10 breakdown below, and then you're using the story to try to time the catalyst spike. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and let's get into another one here. Definitely seeing some shout outs out there being talked. Before we get into the next one, want to give a shout out to PJ with a super support, super sticker. PJ's
PJ
the man.
Williams, always loyal fan every time. Thanks, PJ.
This is the man right here, guys. So you wanted to talk about info on MRVI. So what do we got on MRVI, Chris?
MRVI was an IPO. Let me pull up my notes here, but I believe this is the one in our mRNA. So MRVI.
So one of the great things that we have on Benzinga Pro is we can go to the bottom here, and let me pull out PJ so you can read it here, or I can read it to you guys. So I have that it's a life science company. It provides products that enable development of drug therapies, diagnostic, novel vaccines, and support research on human disease. So we're looking at a kind of essentially a biotech kind of company here. Looks like they do some safety testing and some protein detection. As we can see from their revenue, I'm seeing cash about 36 million. Looking at some of the financials here for you guys. Yeah, one of the things that you're definitely seeing is, and we can take a look here, is that there's been a lot of kind of these inside activities here. Sellers stepping in there at 27, buying. So a lot of insiders activity on this stock. That's what I can tell you. So when you have a lot of insider activity, or even like kind of it could be the CEO or someone in the company buying and selling, you're going to have a lot of price movement, a lot of fluctuation. So let's take a look here at the chart and see what we can find here. As you guys can see, this one has been bottoming out here. Let's see if it can get down below this level here, guys, which is 25.50s. Somewhere in there is what I would try to look for. This had a low of 25.56. So if it can get below that and hold, I'll start looking for when we get that next volume spike. I always talk about when you get the volume spike at the bottom. That's the investors stepping in and taking a big swing. I don't step in until I see that guy, or until I see the volume start coming into the stock. Because one thing you don't want to do, and it happens to a lot of traders, is catch the falling knife. When it's falling down, you need to see when the big boys scoop it up, because your little shares that you're going to step in here are really not going to give it too much of a support underneath, and that's what you're looking to see.
And Mitch, to jump in, so MRVI, so they're an mRNA partner. We talk often about the thing behind the thing. So their CleanCap technology is used by over 100 customers, which includes Pfizer and BioNTech for that COVID-19 vaccine, also used for the CureVac COVID-19 vaccine that's in the works. So they're used on several of these trials, that CleanCap technology. So I like this one. Again, the thing behind the thing, that Pfizer BioNTech vaccine is almost guaranteed here in the US. We're already seeing approval in the UK. It dropped on that IPO. Their original pricing range was 24 to 27. It traded hot those first couple of days. So the question now, as Mitch said, with that falling knife, is where do we kind of see it, level out? And then, before that upswing goes, I like this one. And as it gets its name attached to Pfizer and BioNTech, which could happen here with that vaccine approval, you could see that upswing kind of kicking off and then just not letting up. So thanks for the question, PJ. This was an IPO I really liked, as the thing behind the thing.
All right. So let's go ahead and let's get into some more of the stocks here. We want to go ahead and give a shout out to everyone. Let's start getting some tickers in the chat, guys. Go ahead and place your tickers in the chat. If you guys want to see something, place it in there. Let's get into what we're going to consider our ticket time here for today. Oh, I'm just enjoying the music too much there. All right, let's get back in here. All right, so to the watch list, guys. To the watch list we go. So just to name a couple of notable ones, definitely seeing VLDR. This is one that we talked about consistently. Definitely pushing back up there to the 17s. Looking like it's starting to get that volume. One of the things that I look for, guys, is the volume, guys. That's what I get excited about, because that means that traders are stepping in, and you see this big volume bar. This is what I'm talking about, guys. So you see how it was all little. I'm not even paying attention until I see this pop. Once I see this volume pop, then it's like, okay, let's start paying attention here. So we do have a multiple high here and a resistance that is going to run into near this $18. So that's what I would want to see it step up above. And then we get another big green candle, another big green volume day to push through that level. That's what I'll be looking for, guys. I always talk about it. The volume, guys, the volume. So important. All right, guys. So seeing a couple of stocks mentioned here. Want to get into some of these. So definitely give us some shout outs and let's get into some of these. I'm seeing one that we haven't mentioned in a little while. SNPR here by New Face called No. I got you, man. I see you. All right. So SNPR. Do you know anything about this one, Chris?
Yeah, so SNPR is from Tortoise Acquisition Group. This is the same company that took Hyliion, HYLN public. So this is their second SPAC. They're going to target clean energy again. This was one that was trading between 10 and 11 for a long time. And now you start to see it trade above the $11 mark. So I don't like it as much here above 11 just because they have not announced a deal. There currently are no rumors. I did love it between 10 and 11 with that management team. So I would like to see it pull back before getting in. But you have several clean energy and EV unicorns out there still with Proterra, Lucid Motors that, have kind of been rumored to go public via SPAC. But the question is which one? And with this one having that success with Hyliion, going public, it could, be a play here and landing one of those large deals. So I do like it. I want it below 11 since it has not announced that deal.
Yep, like always, guys. I mean, at the end of the day, the deals is the catalyst, the story. So one of the things you want to do is either be on the early side, what I say like close to that $10 range, to where you're kind of waiting for the story to step in, or you kind of wait till the story comes out and then you try to time that day to really get that spike. At the end of the day, you're seeing this one start pushing a little bit, And one of the things that interests me on this one was how it pushed up this day, big volume. And what do we get, guys? Small volume the next couple of days, which is this dip. But then now we're starting to get this volume spike. So somebody's believing in this. And this is what I look for, guys, all the time. That spike, that volume, some people get trapped. And then I go ahead and I try to start coming in on those supports. So like if you looked over here, you saw this resistance, you could attack this right here, this area right here. And I'm just kind of showing you guys this so that you guys can see there's days to get in. You could have got back in and attacked this kind of resistance here. And so you're going to have opportunities in these, but definitely, like always, guys, know your risk, know your out plan, and then look for those levels, look for those supports so that you can get in at a good risk to reward. And that's what I always stress, guys. All right, so let's keep going here. Seeing some talk. Romy P in the house, guys. PSTH. What's going on with PSTH? Lots of rumors, guys. That's what I can say.
Lots of rumors. Still sounds like Stripe, but I see everything thrown out. Coinbase, Robinhood, Hulu was in talks at one point, it sounds like. Again, this is a large SPAC. It has tons of cash. They need to land a big fish, so you're going to see all those names attached to it. I really hope it's Stripe. That's the one I would look for the most here. But again, this is a SPAC that now is trading at a huge premium to its offering price, just kind of based off those rumors. So again, guys, you have the chance to get some of these other SPACs between 10 and 11 instead of chasing this name up here. Again, if they land Stripe, I think it does rocket higher even at these levels. But what if it doesn't land Stripe? What if it doesn't announce a deal by the end of the year and people start trading, before the end of the year and take some of those profits? I don't like chasing this one right now. I'd like to see some more concrete rumors. You do see those huge value moves. There are some funds and some large investors getting into this name just based off of Bill Ackman's name and kind of parking their cash there, waiting for that deal to be announced. So if you guys like Stripe, again, that's an online payments company. Why not look at BFT here where they've already announced the deal and it's still trading, at a little bit of a discount compared to where PSTH is. That's the move I would make, is I would get into BFT here over PSTH for that online payments until we see the Stripe announcement, if that's the deal.
Yeah, you guys heard it here, guys. A bunch of rumors. This is one that I can tell you it's going to be hard to judge this story. And so one of the things that I would say is if I can't judge this story or kind of lean into knowing what's going to happen, I don't want to be caught in an uninformed trade, guys. And I'm going to try to slow down that again. Uninformed trades are the ones you don't want to get caught in. I'll wait for the informed one. I'll wait for the one that I feel I know the industry, know the story, know the timing, and can get that down packed. That's just the way I like to trade, guys. And that's what I would recommend. All right, guys. So another one here. I know this one. We've been watching this one a lot. I lost the name here, but I'll pull it back up. FEAC here was mentioned. If I can find the comment here, but yeah.
FEAC bringing skills to the public market. This is one I love here. Again, we had Will Hershey on from Roundhill Investments. FEAC is in the bets ETF and the nerd ETF. So you see it in sports betting and in esports and video games. Hershey talked to us kind of about that patent that they have and that intellectual property for betting on games and how valuable that could be down the road. So right now they're only monetizing these smaller games. But what happens when these AAA titles decide, hey, we want a piece of that? What's to stop EA, a company with FIFA and Madden, from going to skills and saying, hey, let's do some head-to-head Madden matchups, where people can bet against each other? Talk about a blockbuster and a winner there. And with skills having the property there, they might have to be included for a company like EA to do something like this. This is one I've loved since it was announced, because I think mobile gaming is going to see just more and more and more growth. So I love this one going forward. And I think when we had Will on, I think, he obviously sounded very bullish on it as well.
Yeah, guys, another one where you see those volume spikes, a pullback, wait for that volume spike again. You got that volume spike here, clear definition to come right back into it here, and it really starts ripping. I talk about it constantly, that volume. All right, guys, let's keep going here in the chat. Want to keep going and get some other ones here. Noticing some other talk about CIIC. I could touch that one, but let me see if I got anything else here. Anything else we don't normally talk about here? All right, so yeah, let's go into that one. Let's talk a little bit about CIIC.
Yeah, so this one bringing a rival public EV play. Again, Kramer was all over this one last week, and you saw some huge moves up. Arrival's going to be a big winner in the EV space. They have those deals in place. But this is one, again, trading, above $30. It has spiked up quite high. So, don't be caught chasing up here. And again, with that Kramer pop, how long-lived is that? And is it sustainable here? I guess would be my thoughts on that one, Mitch.
Yeah, I'll definitely keep watching that one. One of the things is with these Kramer pops, you definitely got to be careful of what I call the traders kind of getting washed out. So one of the things is, somebody's going to get caught up at the top. Somebody gets caught, guys. Don't be that person. That's all I can tell you. As from a person that has been that person and buying the high and buying momentum trades, it hurts when you get caught at the top. So one of the things is always know your levels, always know your out plan, know your risk. All right, guys, want to quickly get into one last ticker here. One last ticker. It's going to be an important one. We talked about this deal already. It's been a stock that's really been moving. Definitely NGA here. This is one that we're going to definitely be talking about for a while. So stacking. We see you guys. We see you. We're talking about NGA here. So what do you want to talk about that deal, Chris?
Yeah, so NGA, again, I am long on this one. I really like Lion Electric. They have a presentation tomorrow that hasn't gotten a lot of press or attention. So they'll be in Quebec, kind of meeting with the Department of Transportation there and presenting something. So the question is, will they announce new deals? Will it just be kind of confirmation of them in that electric van and electric bus space? They had that huge deal announced today with ChargePoint. So they're going to be able to package their electric vans and their electric buses with charging stations. So how valuable is that package deal to some of these municipalities? So your schools, your cities. So instead of having to, sign a deal with electric bus companies, sign a deal with the charging station, you can go to Lion Electric and get the best of both worlds. I think that deal is a key here to differentiate them from others. I think that announcement tomorrow, I'm kind of waiting to see what's announced. I think it could be a huge catalyst if they really announce any, volume in deals. This is one I've liked since it was announced. I bought into that morning. I love this one going forward. So Lion Electric, guys, yeah, I definitely take a look here.
All right, guys. So definitely want to give a shout out to some of the people watching the show that are new. So we got Sophia talking about how she's loving the show and wants to know a little bit about some frog action. So definitely, I'll take a quick look at the chart. Frog is in that software kind of move. I think you're seeing probably work affect it. So definitely pay attention to that. But let's take a look here. If I look on the hourly, I can see that we're starting to build some support here at 65. What it really needs to happen is that you need to get some volume above this 72. It keeps getting towards this. It's actually becoming a resistance from a prior support here in this area. So this area caused this resistance that you're seeing now. So you need to see it get above there and get some volume in this area. So that's what I'd keep an eye out for, just to give a shout out. All right, guys. So definitely, one of the things we want to do is always be about you guys. So definitely hit the like, hit the subscribe below. Wanted to talk about one that I talked about earlier today. I'm not sure how it's moving. It's in the gaming industry. So since we talked so much about the nerds ETF, let's talk about Zynga here, one that I've been keeping an eye on. I like this chart. So let me at least show you guys what I like and why I like it. Okay, so one of the things and we even had on this morning, Gil Morales on the Pre-Market Prep Show, guys. So if you guys don't watch the Pre-Market Prep Show, check that out. He actually talks about this strategy. And I think I'm seeing it here on this chart here. So one of the things is it's called the undercut and rally. So when you get that kind of push towards the support and you undercut it just by a little bit, like you see here, you guys, it cuts here at the $8 price point, and then you get a big volume down here. This is what he talked about, guys. So that big volume collection, and then seeing it consolidate for a couple of days, and then rip up with some volume to push it back up there. And so this is what you're seeing today. So definitely going to keep this one on watch. And if you guys want to know a little bit more about that, definitely check out the Pre-Market Prep show. It was this morning, and Gil Morales talked about this undercut and rally kind of strategy. So I'm gonna definitely keep an eye on this one. Some other mentionable names in the gaming is EA and Here. So I'll mention those two before we get on out of here. But like always, guys, I always like to make this show about you guys. So if you guys know a SPAC or any IPO that you guys want some information, put it in the comments below after the show. Chris and we always look back at these, and we are trying to do some more research. And if you guys know Chris, he's going to definitely get down to it. So definitely put it in the comments, put it below. Tell your friends about this show, because the SPAC attack is going to get real, guys, because the SPAC attack, baby. Anything else for you, Chris, before we get on out of here?
Yeah, guys, I just want to highlight one thing. So, Mitch, if you can drop that link here in the chat. So we have a small cap conference coming up with Benzinga. That's tomorrow and Wednesday. This is free to attend. It's virtually done. So there's over 70 publicly traded companies that will be giving presentations in, numerous areas. And I will actually be moderating one of those panels, talking with 4 CEOs of some electric vehicle small cap companies. I won't tell you the tickers yet, but I will say, if you've ever seen a 3-wheeled electric vehicle in the news, and you think about a company like that, you may want to tune in to this virtual presentation that I'll be hosting on Wednesday. So guys, go to that link, sign up. It's free. you're going to be able to, interact with some of these CEOs and see those presentations, so that's definitely a huge win here, for traders. So again, Benzinga bringing you, all the best. So guys, again, if you haven't yet, hit the like, subscribe to the channel, tune in every day, 11 a.m. Eastern time. And, we tell your friends, we'd love to keep this show going and, gaining some users here. So
yeah, like, if you need to go ahead and call the boss, let him know I need a vacation day. I can't blame you, and neither will we here at Benzinga. So definitely join us tomorrow for the small cap conference, guys. We'll see you next time, guys.